Hi everybody, this is Christine Bertram and I am coming to you live from the Hive on Saturday, May 28th. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. It's hard to believe that another month is almost in the books already. We're flying by and having fun and stamping along the way. Hopefully we're all having fun and most things that we do. And we have one more month. Then we can say that we are almost in the books already. Found it very fast this time. Then we can say we're halfway done through with the year. Woohoo! So, 2022 is just flying by. I don't know, almost faster than the last 2 years of our crazy lives have flown by. So I wanted to pop on now. Hi, Lizzie Lister. Happy evening to you. I wanted to pop on today to go through what is coming up for June classes with me, Cards by Christine. And I have 4 card classes on the books where you can get kits for them. Hi, Wendy Westmoreland. I have also Mystery Card Night, which I'll talk about in a second, and also the Paper Pumpkin. And I have an in-person bingo. So I know April was a crazy month. Hi, Donna Simmer. April was a crazy month with, I think, like 12 or 13 classes. So June cut back a little bit. I think I only have 7. So I think that's a lot more manageable. I'm a little bit more excited. I have a little less hectic June. Hi, Deb Norman. July is cut back a little bit too, but what happens is in July is I have the Summer Creative Escape. Hi, Patricia Piscopio. The Summer Creative Escape, I won't talk about that so much now, but I should touch on it slightly because the registration for that event is coming up June 10th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I have it on my calendar for extras in July, and yes, I have an RSVP of June 17th. So that's like a little bit less than a month away. Hi, Doris Munson. The Summer Creative Escape is going to be very similar to what the Winter Creative Escape was. And it's a demonstrator or discount only event. So you have to be a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. It's not open to customers. It's only demonstrators, but not just my demonstrators on my team, also to any demonstrators. Hi, Diane Bogenhagen. Diane, I have your swap cards ready. They're here for picking up along with you've let me borrow your hand pen card bases. So I have that whole ensemble ready. And you're gonna bring me some speakers, Diane. So I hope you had a great time at the movies yesterday. Diane went to go see Top Gun. Woohoo! Sherry Martin, I have to call you back. I promise when I'm done with my live, I'm gonna call you back. I meant to do it yesterday, but it was 8:30 and I thought it was too late to call you back. So I'm gonna find a piece of paper so I don't forget to do that. So, okay. Hi, Carla Lake. All right. So, if anybody, hi, Debbie Schultz. So yeah, so the Summer Creative Escape, if you guys want to look up any information on it, just go to my calendar of events for July, and it's the 16th, 17th, 14th, 15th, 13th. I have it 5 separate days, and you can check it out. Registration is still open. I haven't hit my capacity yet, so if anybody's on the fence about that, just go look at the details on my calendar events at Cards by Chris B. Hi, Carol Schaefer from Connecticut. So what we're going to do today is go over what's coming up. Hi, Carmen Melendez. What's coming up for the month of June, because we're almost at the end of May, and yes, thank you. Tyler will appreciate those so much. You guys, we fly out for our trip on Wednesday. So we have a few days yet before we head out. And there's a lot of buttoning things up before getting on the plane. So I wanted to make sure I get through this showcase video with you so you guys can start registering for classes in June if you haven't already. I also plan to do a swap card showcase. I plan to do that on Tuesday. I plan to do it during the day, and it will be in lieu of a Tip Tuesday. And then I think on Monday, I'm going to sneak in the last chance list. Don't hold me to the Monday thing, because I might, if Memorial Day ends up being crazy and we go places or do things, I will push it and do it on Tuesday, separate from the swap card showcase, but it'll happen. Both of them are happening before I leave. Hi, Avis Anderson. Good afternoon to you too. It is afternoon. Oh my gosh, it's 5:19. So Tyler went and cut some trees down this afternoon. So I'm waiting for him to get back. And until he gets back, I'm doing anything and everything I can to accomplish things. So we're going to walk through the card classes for today. I did want to remind you guys, before I start doing that though, the scavenger hunt is due on the 31st, which is May 31st, Tuesday. So I plan to take them with me to grade them. And in case anybody's watching, hi Karen Cotton. I'm going to read off the ones that I have so far. If for some reason I don't read your name off and you sent me it, it might be in the mail yet. But if you emailed it to me, then maybe send it to me again. I said you had to email it this time or send me a paper copy. I can't handle getting things in 6 different places when it comes to the scavenger hunt. I miss things. So, but just so you know, if I don't read your name off, please send it to me again. But I do have Carmen Melendez. I have Anna Rebedu, Deb Norman, Betty Pyle, Sue Volts, and Mary Carls. Those were mailed to me. Thank you. I appreciate the mailing because then I don't have to send it to my gal to print it. But I had to send to my gal to print. I had sent Jean Maxwell, Millie Kindle, Karen Wetsign, Feline Mays, and Kathy Jackson. So if I did not call off your name and you did the scavenger hunt, you best reach out to me and get it to me again so that we can figure it out. If you just mailed it in the last 2 days, I probably haven't gotten it yet though. So hi Carissa, hi Tabitha, hi Becky Christensen. So the showcase video that I do today is the one that I will post in my VIP group, my Cards by Christine VIP group. How you can access that group is if you are a customer of mine you've bought Stampin' Up! Products from me in the last 6 months. Hi Teresa. Or if you are on my team. Now, if you are one of those 2 things and you are not in the VIP group, please reach out to me. First of all, we need to be friends on Facebook and then I can send you an invite. But what I do special in that VIP group with this showcase video is if you like and share, you have to share this video to whoever, share it to friends, family, whoever. You got to share the video. And then once you've shared it here, you'll comment in my VIP group and post that you shared it. And then I take everybody who is in that for a drawing. And the drawing is the half off featured bundle of the month, which is Sun Prints. So if you share it and you comment that you share it and you aren't interested in it, you can always comment that you're not interested in it because you maybe have it already. But that would be just in the VIP group though. So, all right. Thanks for sharing, Doris. I appreciate it. Wow, we've got 31 people on a Saturday night here, guys. So I'm going to flip the camera down because I think I'm ready for that. We talked about, paper pumpkin. Just before I forget and we start rolling into June, and I see it in my camera here, there are 4 of them back there yet. So Kelly is going to be doing the May paper pumpkin class on June 2nd, and I do have 4 of them left for purchase. They're $26 for perch pickup. Or $32 mailed to your home. So, hi, Ann Alderton from Canberra, Australia. Woohoo! Hi, Cindy Runtree. Okay, so we're gonna flip the camera down and get rocking and rolling through what's coming up in June. So, you guys, this is my printed PDF. I call this my PDF schedule. It's in a PDF. It's on my website. So if you go right here, cardsbychrisb.com, and you go to the newsletter section of my website, there is the first link that you can click on. It opens this up. Thanks for sharing, Patricia. I appreciate it. It opens this PDF up. It's 2 pages. If you print it, you can print it back to back. This is what I call my paper copy or PDF. You can also go to my website, and instead of clicking in the newsletter section, you can click on my events. And that takes you into a calendar, which you can toggle ahead or backwards. The super cool thing is if you toggle backwards and are looking for a past video from a class that I did, let's say you remember I did a honeybee home class and you bought that from me, but you can't find the Facebook video and you don't know where it is on YouTube. If you know what day the class was, which hopefully you do because you would have that little slip of paper on the little thank you that I write. If you go to my calendar of events and toggle back to February and go to the day of the class, I always go back and copy and paste the links for YouTube and Facebook in the event itself. So it's super easy, I think. Once you do it, it's easy, but maybe not the first time. But it's easy to go back and always find my videos, my replay videos. So, but if you toggle forward, like right now we're in May, if you toggle to June, the calendar comes up and it has all the different dates. You can click around. You're not going to break anything, I promise. I always have a cover photo. So these cards that I'm going to show you right now have a cover photo, and then it has the details. Hi Betty Pyle has the details of like the date. Is it a Facebook Live class? Is it in person? And then do you have to pay to get the cards, or like what is it all about? So my events calendar has that, as well as this document right here. So I have this broken down into sections. Hi, Pauline. My monthly card class is my core class that I've been doing the longest. My second class that I added on was a featured suite bundle class because I felt like I wasn't... Oh, there's that little butterfly. He keeps wanting to fly around. This was my core class, always featuring 3 different stamp sets. Then I'm like, well, that doesn't cover a lot of the catalog. So then I added on a suite bundle class every month. And so I do a promotion off of that. Then I started working with Diane Bogenhagen doing Let's Just Stamp. And so that's listed here. Paper Pumpkins listed. Month of Mystery classes listed. And then I added on ink, paper, scissors last year. I also do a club class. There's games and prizes. And then yet there's still extra stuff that I do each month, you guys. So that's kind of how this paper schedule is broken down. If you take a class with me, I try to include this when I put your package in the mail. On the back side here, I have where you can see that there's an asterisk after each one of these classes. That's where you go back here, and this is where my promotion is. So if you buy, and we'll talk about it when we go over the Sun Prints here class. And then you guys, if you're ever wondering if I have past classes still available, it says here past classes still available. It's at the end of my schedule, and I have either 3-card or 4 or 5-card classes. These right here are free with an order. So like, let's say you place an order with my host code and you're not liking anything that's coming up, you could always check this out and see what's available. The ink, paper, scissors is always fee-based though, so you can't get that free with an order. So let's get back to the front here now. I wanted to explain that in case I've got some newbies watching with me. So the monthly class is, so I know you guys cannot read this. That's why I'm going to talk through it. But I've got June, July, and August listed here. I have 2 in-person, actually 3 in-person classes, plus I do my club as part of the monthly class. So I do this class 5 times. If you guys are local to me and you want to come in person, it's June 15th and 25th. And the 25th is at 10. It's always in the morning on a Saturday. And the 15th is a Wednesday. I do my Wednesday classes at 1 and 6. But for the online, so that's the majority of you guys that are watching right now, the class is going to be June 16th, which is a Thursday, 6 p.m. Central. All my Thursday classes are always 6 p.m. Central. And you always want to RSVP by at least a week before, or check in with me to make sure I still have card kits left. So what are we going to be doing? And I've been showing these for quite a bit because I've had these done for a while, but these are the 3 cards that we're going to be doing for the June monthly class. And I like to go over this with you because when it comes to getting a card kit from me or class from me online, I cannot do any prior stamping for you. So you would have to provide your own stamps, ink, and paper. I'm so sorry I said that. I was thinking ink, paper, scissors. You need to supply your own stamps, ink, and adhesives. Hi, Ann Bellinger. Hi, Hildy. Okay, so what does that mean when I say that? So there are things that are stamped on here. In this case, a sentiment is stamped in black ink. There's some flowers back here. What did I use for flowers? I used the Flowers of Friendship stamp set, and I used this, and that's where my sentiments and my flowers came from. There's a punch that matches with this. Now, but let's say you don't have this stamp set and you're not interested in buying the stamp set. Well, here's the thing. You're going to get a white piece of paper, and then you're going to get some scraps, and you'll still get this little thing where you can stamp any sentiment, and you ultimately can put whatever you want in this beautiful frame, okay? So the whole theme on these cards, we did a lot of reds with blacks and reds with browns and reds with grays, and so we really went crazy on red. I should stock up on real red paper just to make sure I don't call Diane all the time for real red paper. So, but this one features Flowers of Friendship. Okay, this, and you guys, insides, I never really talk about insides. You guys can stamp your insides however you feel they can be stamped. All right, so then this one right here features the stamp set Count on Me. And somebody thought these were mice. It was adorable. They kind of do look like mice. but they are koalas, right? So this set is called Count on Me, and that's where Through Thick and Thin Count on Me came from. So you would need black ink, again, same as the last card, but then here the koalas were colored in with pink ears and gray, like smoky slate, light and dark. So the koalas, and then on the inside, the little dude is stamped there, the penguin. So everything else that I do with my kits, you guys, is die cut emboss is done for you. So in this case, like that label's die cut, you get the designer paper to match, I get ribbon, embellishments, everything's included in your kit. All the tags would be cut out, and absolutely everything is done ahead of time except for the stamping and any die cutting involving stamping. So thank you to Anna Rabidou. She's already got the stuff die cut out. She was ahead and we were both ahead of the game. So she's already got this die cut. So I have an idea of how many people are going to sign up for this, and we have that number in our head. So hopefully we're right around there. The last card, you guys, features Nothing's Better Than. The chocolate is actually a die cut, so you don't have to worry about that. The Kind of Day comes from here, but honestly, like, you'll get this little piece of vanilla paper, and you could even handwrite something on there. Or you could put store or shop if you don't want Kind of Day. But the little chocolates are going to be a little bit trickier for you guys if you don't have this set. It's Real Red, Stacy Burns. Real Red is all... So I didn't say that here. This actually, the blends are a combination of dark Real Red and light cherry cobbler, I believe. And then the all paper on these cards is Real Red. The background is embossed. I didn't bring the stamp set here, but it's called Dry Brush, but it just puts a little texture back there. You could get by without it. Your brick wall is already going to be die cut with the window and the brick and mortar. There's actually it's actually, you can see it, they're kind of shiny. There's a window sheet there. So like the awning is already die cut for you. Your little plant's already die cut. You're going to have to figure out something. Hi, Feline from Eastern Oregon. Thanks for sharing. If you don't have the chocolate, you're going to have to figure something out, because maybe you have something else. We made it, so Carissa helped me work on these cards, and we tried to make this one look like you were looking inside of a bakery and you saw lots of chocolate on the shelf. So, okay. Hi, Chris Niebaum from Iowa. Okay, so you guys, that is the monthly card class. I'm gonna, if anybody takes, so how I do this is, if you take a class with me in person, you pay for it or you give me your order in class. For online, when you go to register, if you want the class for free with an order, you place your order, use the host code, and then you contact me after you place the order and you say, I would like to take this class. You got to RSVP like right after you take the order, because it helps me keep my books straight, right? There's a lot to manage. Let's say you don't want to place an order to get the class for free, then you could pay the fee. And you could sign up for any class at any time throughout the year and pay the fee at any moment. But when you place an order to get the class for free using the host code, you can only pick you'd have to pick a class in the month of the order or the next month. So, and I usually, because I keep my orders, I try to keep my orders for classes in the month of the class. But as we get to the end of May here, like let's say you place an order, it's May 28th, May 29th, May 30th, I'm done with my classes pretty much for May. So you could pick something in June. Now come June 1st, if you place an order on June 1st, you're in June, your order could count for a class in June or July. So orders that are placed using a host code can only be used for classes in the current month or the next month. So 1 month out. I do not bank orders for classes out in December for an order today. Okay. So if I'm trying to explain that for people who are newer to me that might not know how the whole process works. There is only one exception to that rule, and I'll talk about it during my promotion. When I do my promotional class, there's one exception to that rule. So that's the monthly class. This class is $15 for porch pickup. So let's say you're local to me and you want to get the card kits, it's $15. I'd have them on the counter the week of class. And then if you want them mailed, it's $20 mailed or free with a $45 order with a host code. Got to make sure you get that host code on there or it doesn't count. All right. So that is the monthly class. Now what we'll do is we'll switch gears and we'll talk about the featured bundle suite class. And I call it a suite bundle because generally I pick suites to do for this class, but sometimes it's a bundle and then I pull in different designer paper or different things. So I've had to do that a couple times, but generally it's a suite. So the suite for the month of June is the suite is called Sun Prints, but the stamp bundle or the stamp set bundle is called Nature's Prints. So I'm going to flip down and show you guys this one. All right, so this is the stamp set that is featured for the Suite Bundle class in June. And this I've already got. This is going to be the prize for somebody at a half off price. It's the Nature's Print stamp set and dies. I don't remember what the half off is, but that's what the prize that can be won for sharing this video. All right, and then the 4 cards. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are hot off the press. I made this literally last night. I got it done. And when I do the designing, I try to incorporate as much designer paper, as many stamps, as many dies as I possibly can. So there's 4 different sentiments in here, and I used all 4 of them. And then I did use up all the focal images. I used almost all the dies. So as you see these cards, you can see that I used You're on My Mind. Now, if you're getting this class from me and you don't necessarily have this stamp set, the sentiment's not an issue. The splotchy background is not an issue, but I did add a little baby flower and like the sprig of wheat back here. Okay, so you'd want to, so what you'll do is you'll get with these stamps are very specific to the dies. I'm not going to die cut these shapes out for you to practice stamping and not necessarily do good. So in this case, you would get a scrap of white paper for that. Thanks for sharing, Hilda Nell. This case, you get a scrap of white paper and you'd have to figure out what you would do there. So that's where you guys get to practice your creativity at home. But this die cutting is done for you. This little die cutting of the rose gold, the labels die cut, all the pieces and all the gems are there for you for this one. All right, the next one is this card. And I used the Heartfelt Thank You. So again, on this one, you need a sentiment. So navy, and gray granite. So far, 2 colors. And then this big leafy foliage thing is part of the stamp set. So if you don't have that, you would need something back there to add to it because you will get a scrap of white paper for that. Thanks for sharing, Pauline. And then like this label or this tag back here is already die cut. I embossed it with the evergreen or the fern thing. Thanks for sharing, Betty. You'll get your ribbon, your die cut, like the little rose gold things are die cut already. Used up some different designer paper, and then like anything embossed will always be embossed for you. And then this is another card. So this die is part of this suite as well. In this case, this card looked amazing with a blue label, and this is actually embossed with white embossing powder and a Versamark pad. I am contemplating for those people who get to-go kits from me, though, I am thinking I would put in both these colors of labels because this gray label looked really nice on here too. And the gray you could stamp in a navy ink in case you don't have the embossing powder. I don't know if everybody always has a heat tool with embossing powder. The avid crafters probably do, but if you're just starting out, you might not. But in this case, there's this fern stamp is back here in blue, and then the flower is in the navy. So we got just navy ink and then the white embossing. The background's already embossed for you. Used up another designer paper, like this foliage in the back that's with vellum, and the silver and the blue will already be die cut. So, and then my favorite one is this one. Oh my goodness. This was my first card and I just was, I was so in awe. I love this card. So I will have that die cutting done for you. And then you'll get some of the starry, it's hard to see it, but there's Starry Night ribbon. It kind of matches really nice with the navy. Here I used a white ink pad. So Stampin' Up! Has a white Stampin' Craft pad. And I went over the top of those ferns with white ink just to give them some texture so you could see it. Another one where you'd need a sentiment. So I used the other one here. And then you would need, I will give you 2 pieces of white, or a piece of white paper, which is big enough to stamp that and that. And again, gray granite and navy. So ultimately, thanks, Wendy. You guys like these. So this is the featured, this is, what is this? This is the Sun Prince card class, which is the featured bundle class that I have in June. Hot off the press, you guys. Last night got them done. I had to get these done so I could do this video. So again, ink colors would be navy, gray granite, a Versamark if you want to emboss, and then also the other thing was a white craft pad. If you don't have the white craft pad, though, you wouldn't have to go over the top of those. It just makes them more pronounced. You guys get all the embellishments. Anything die cut is die cut. Now this is the one where if you if you purchase this bundle from me or the suite, I guess it doesn't matter if it's the bundle or the suite. If you purchase that from me as your direct RSVP for this class, and love. Oh, Stacy's going to send it. Perfect. Send me an email. Let me know, or text me, whatever. It says here, if you order this bundle, but if you order the suite, it's the same thing. It just adds on the embossing folder, I think, and the paper. If you order it, so here's the due date, you guys, though. You have to order it by June 17th. And the bundle itself is $55.75 plus shipping and tax. And then what you can do is you can attend any of my free 3 classes for free. So I have 3 classes, 2 in person and 1 online. You can attend any of them, not all 3 of them, but 1 of them. And so that's basically, you're buying this as your RSVP for class, and you will get a half a pack of the Sun Prince designer paper. If it's mailed to you, I'll cut it down to 6 by 6. If it's porch pickup, I will give it to you when you pick up your card kit. So that free gift is given to you when the card kits are mailed to you. For those that are new to me too, I generally don't mail out my classes until the Thursday or Friday before. If it's a Thursday class. If it's a Monday class, then I do it, like I usually, it's 6, 7 days ahead of time, right? So sometimes I do work ahead and you might get them early from me, but I generally don't do that a lot. Generally, I'm more of a just-in-time kind of person. So like these card kits, you would have to order that by the 17th, and then classes the following Thursday. And then I was talking about a little exception to the rule with ordering. Let's say, like my featured promotional class for July is Texture Chic, and the one for August is Abigail Rose. The only exception to ordering early is Hildy wants that one too. Hi, Kathy King. The only exception to the rule is you can place an order today if you want to buy the Abigail Rose suite or bundle from me for that class, because I know that you're buying that bundle specifically for that class. I allow that because sometimes the bundles will go out of inventory and then you can't get them, and I don't want that to happen right before the class. So I do allow, just for the Sweet Bundle class, that let's say you want the Texture Chic. If you place your order today for the Texture Chic bundle and you tell me, hey, I ordered, here's the host code, I used it, I want to sign up for this class, I allow an order early only when it's for the Sweet Bundle classes. And it's got to be specifically that order for that class. So, hi, Susan Pacheco. All right, so Hildy, I have you for Sun Prince, and Stacy, I do too. So, but you can still follow up with a message. I really appreciate that. Chris, I saw your note too, and you can just always, I love when you write it in here because it helps reinforce it. But if you want to message me and email me, that would be great too. So I hope that makes sense about the Sun Prince or my bundle classes. Main thing is always to get that host code. That's how you get free classes from me, is by using the host code. And in this case, this class is for porch pickup. If you pay for it, it's $18, or if you want it mailed, it's $23 mailed. If you want it, it's free with a minimum $45 order. You don't have to order the Sun Prince bundle at all. You can order anything else, like Carmen Melendez just ordered the Tea Boutique bundle, which was, like, I think it was exactly $45. It might have had change on it, but she used that order to get this class. So you can order anything to get any of my classes that are offered free with a purchase. But if you do buy the Sun Prince bundle or suite and you say, I want to take this class, and it's by that date, then you get the free half pack of paper. So, all right. Hi, Sharon Land. Hi, Linda Hindi. Okay. So those are those 2 classes. If you guys are tuning in now, you can always go back and catch the replay for the first couple classes I talked about. All right. So Paper Pumpkin. Let's talk about that one next. That is a free online class that I do for anybody. I do have a lot of people that get Paper Pumpkin from me, and I truly appreciate you getting them from me. I do order extras like what you can see back there. So that's actually the May Paper Pumpkin that Kelly, my marketing manager and awesome cousin who helps me out. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. She loves to do the Paper Pumpkin classes, and so I let her have it. It gives me a night off, which is awesome. And so if anybody missed out on May and would like it, I have 4 available. Those were $26 for porch pickup or $32 mailed. And then June's Paper Pumpkin is going to be held on June 27th, which is a Monday. And you have until June 10th to sign up for the June Paper Pumpkin kit. And it usually mails out around the 12th, and you get it by the 18th. And you would just set it up to ship directly to you. Here's an option for anybody that is interested. If you buy, like, let's say a 3-month Paper Pumpkin subscription and use my host code, it's over $45. I think it's like $63. That would qualify for a free class. So in essence, you're getting your like prepaying for your Paper Pumpkins, right? So instead of having it bill your credit card once a month, if you prepay, use my host code, buy a 3-month prepaid subscription, add it to your account. You won't get billed those 3 months. But if you use my host code, it allows you to pick out a free class from me. So I do have people who order prepaid Paper Pumpkins and pick out classes, and that works out great for people too. So Paper Pumpkin is an online class that we do. If you get it from yourself or you get it from somebody else, you're always welcome to watch any of my Facebook Lives, whatever class I do, especially Paper Pumpkin. Okay. Mystery card night. I do not have clue 1 ready. My goal, I almost forget about this one, but my goal is to have clue 1 ready before I leave. I want to have the card designed and have clue 1 out. I gotta write that down. That's in the back burner here. So clue 1 for mystery night. So once I publish clue 1, I email about it. I will have it on my website. I'll have a Facebook event for it. Mystery card night is actually June 9th. I normally do mystery card night on the 3rd Monday of the month, but because of being gone for a week for my trip, we switched things around a little bit, and we're doing mystery card night June 9th, which freed up me to do some more in-person classes later in the month. Hi, Millie Kindle. Hi, Kathy Jackson. Hi, Terry Costin. So just as a reminder, June 9th is mystery night. Going to be 6 p.m. Central. It's not normally on Thursdays, but it took the place of one of my Thursday night classes. And originally I was supposed to be gone during that time, and Kelly was going to do it. But since Tyler and I are flying to Utah versus driving, I will be doing mystery card night because I will be back on Tuesday night and then the 7th, and then this class is the 9th. So mystery card night, June 9th. All right. So far, so good, you guys. We have Let's Just Stamp. Let's Just Stamp is a class that I do conjunctly with or together with Diane Pogenhagen. We design the cards together. She teaches the in-person version, and I do the online version. I do the online versions Mondays at 1, or a Monday at 1. It's generally the 2nd Monday of the month, but because of the whole trip and not being back and having to worry about card kits, I pushed it out a week. So Let's Just Stamp online is June 20th, which is a Monday, and they're at 1 o'clock. If you can't make it at 1 o'clock, I totally get it, you guys, but you can always catch the replay and still get the card kits if you want them, and make the card kits when you watch with the replay. Replays are always available. People ask me, well, can I watch a replay? I'm like, absolutely. You can always catch a Facebook Live replay, or you can catch it on YouTube. It's like a Facebook replay. So what are the cards, though? Let's flip down. So the stamp sets that we picked for this class are Painted Poppies, but there is a nice sentiment set that goes with it called Peaceful Moments. When we pick the sets, we like to have focal images and sentiments, and we like to keep them contained within a set or two. In this case, all the stamps are in one, like focal images, and all the sentiments are in the other one. So this is what we used, and this class is geared towards beginners, but you guys, anybody can take it. And we try to make these cards amazingly awesome. And why we say it's more geared towards beginner, because there's nothing die cut. Everything, it would be either fussy cut or not needing, or we don't do any embossing. So we don't require the use of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So online, June 20th, in person, June 21st. Diane's doing it at 6 p.m. on that Tuesday. And then these are the 3 cards. So what do you need for this, though, if you're doing this at home with us or at home with me? We talked about the stamps. You guys would need your own adhesive, but then you need ink, right? So primarily what you need is a black memento pad here for stamping your focal images here. And this one's a little different, though. Let's talk about this one first. This one's easy. This is just basically stamped in memento, and then you used a cherry cobbler and an old olive blend. There is a little bit of this. There's a stamp in here that looks grungy, that guy right there, and that's on the background. You can accomplish that by stamping off like 3 times with memento, or you could just use a light gray ink pad, right? So that is one of the cards. This one we did do Versamark with black embossing powder. Now, if you do not have a heat tool or embossing powder or a Versamark pad, I don't know if I said that right, embossing powder, Versamark pad, heat tool, you could use black StazOn ink. What happens is this is vellum over the top of a white piece, and the flowers are stamped in black, memento, and then they're colored in with a blend, and then there's a piece of vellum over it, and that's why it looks kind of frosty. And so you could do that with a Versamark pad, black embossing powder, heat tool, or a StazOn black pad, okay? But everything else done. And then there are embellishments on here. It's kind of hard to see them, but there are some opal rounds. And then last one, hi Jean Maxwell, hi Melanie Foy. Oh, thanks Julie Bierschbach. The last one is my favorite. You have two options for this one. Two options are stamping the black outlines in memento and using blends to color them in. Like they don't have rich raspberry anymore, but they have blackberry bliss and then old olive. So memento with blends. Melanie, I wish you were in your stamping room too. The other option is, which is what we did, and we were going to teach people this, and this is how I'm going to do this for class. We stamped our images in StazOn, which is a permanent ink pad, and then we used water painters and blocks and ink refills, and we did watercoloring with these, okay? So when you do watercoloring, you need the permanent black ink pad, the StazOn. And when you do stamping with blends, a memento is fine. So either way works for you at home. And then this background here, that splotchy background is in Sahara sand, really, really light. So light you guys probably can't even see it, but it is on there. So hi Carol Engelbrecht. All right, so this, you guys, is Let's Just Stamp free with a minimum $45 order using my current host code, which is right there. Now, you can always find my current host code on my website. This does change as I close workshops. I don't keep it open for a month. When I've hit my amount that I want to hit, I close it, start a new one. So you can always go to my website to get my current host code, and I'll show you that when we get to the end. So this is what I've got for Let's Just Stamp. This one is, if you want to pay for it, it's $15 for porch pickup or $20 mailed. Again, these are the two stamp sets. Oh, you're a long ways from home, Melanie. Wow. All right, so those are the two stamp sets. So you guys, that's Let's Just Stamp. All right, last. Well, let's see if it's last. I don't have any extras in June. Somebody asked if that was right. I'm like, yes, it's right. I don't have anything extra in June, and I'm okay with that. I will talk about this, though. I have a bingo in person on June 20th, and it's not online. I do my bingos in person, and I do game nights online. So I'm doing a bingo for this one. It is 4th of July bingo. I do not have the cards made. When it comes to my in-person bingos, I generally do not make the cards until the week before. So, all right. So when we flip this over, hi, Chris. I saw that. I made a note to add you for Let's Just Stamp June. All right. My club class is June 13th. The club always does the same as the monthly. And I will tell you, for those of you, if anybody is local and watching, my club is set to renew, I believe, in July. I had 8 gals, and I think 3 of them might be wanting to switch out of it because they want to attend some of my other classes. When you are part of my club, you come on the second Monday of every month, and you place a minimum $25 order, and 1 month you're the hostess. So it's a commitment, and it's based on how many people sign up. So if you're local to me and interested in joining a club, it is opening up again in July. So, all right, let's flip back here. So ink, paper, scissors. So we talked about that, and that ink, paper, scissors for the month of June is featuring Hues of Happiness, which is the suite, but the bundle is called Happiness Abounds. So there's stamps and there's dies with this. Now this is my class where it's a product-based class, and it is fee-based only. It is not free with a minimum order. Yes, Doris, I got you down for Let's Just Stamp in June. So with this one, it's $30 for porch pickup or $36 mailed. And the reason it's more is because you get a quarter pack of designer series paper, you get a whole pack of embellishments. Thanks for sharing, Wendy. And you get a whole roll of ribbon. And You would definitely want to have this stamp set, or if you have something similar, it's no problem. You primarily will be needing some sentiments and floral images, okay? But what's awesome about this is these cards were designed with using the designer paper in mind. The designer series paper is so awesome. And on this card, you would use your paper that's in your goodie bag. Any die cutting, like this frame is die cut, the stitch rectangle is die cut, everything's die cut. And you would use your ribbon from your roll. And these flowers are actually from the paper, and you would pick the ones you want and you would just fussy cut them. I even used one of those on the inside of the card here. So I made it a happy birthday card. So the sentiments came from this set, and I tried to use all the sentiments I could. I used 4 of them, I think. So this one, you are going to pretty much make your card exactly how I have mine here, if you want to. If you like to copy it. Hi, Holly. Sometimes people like to change things up, and that does not offend me at all. I love it when people use their creative abilities. This paper is exquisite. Yes, Holly, I love it too. It was so much fun to sit down and create these cards. So this is another, and when I do this class, I will go full bore on using the designer paper as focal pieces, where on my other classes, I do primarily strips and smaller sections, because I need to make 30 to sometimes 80 kits up like that. Where this, when you guys get your own pack of designer paper. Oh, Diane, I have your ink paper scissors, or maybe I gave it to you already. I don't remember. Sidetrack, squirrel there. So when I do this, so you guys, you get your own quarter pack, and you can use as much or as little as the designer papers you want. This case, the die will be, the die cut will be here. These flowers, again, are fussy cut from the designer paper. And in some cases, the dies actually match some of the flowers. Stamping a sentiment on here, and in this case, I think I put a little flower, didn't color it yet, on the inside. You can add as many gems as you want or as few. Now this one, if you don't want to stamp and die cut your flowers, there are plenty of extra flowers that you will be able to have from your designer paper if you'd rather use ones that you don't have to basically stamp, color, and cut out. But this one, I did use the stamps. I'm like, well, we got to use the stamps on a card for a focal image. So I used these stamps. I added a little vellum sprig back here, stamped sentiment here, and the blends that were used were basically Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Granny Apple Green, and then a memento pad. So far, everything is a memento pad. In this case back here, I forgot to say it, I did use Night of Navy, but if you don't have Night of Navy, you could very easily use basic black, or like basic black memento. So yeah, all the die cutting here, all that will be die cut for you, so you're good there. Hi, Bonnie Robar. Okay, so that's your third card. The fourth card, this one I definitely cased from, I believe it was Bonnie Schmidt's. It's similar, but I definitely put my spin on it by adding layers and embellishments different, and ribbon with the lamb technique, changing the designer paper, but like the kind of layout is the same. Stamped another sentiment. This die is actually part of that die. And then here are some more flowers and leaves that are from the designer series paper. So you'll get this piece die cut. It looks like a little notebook. I love it. That die is actually part of the set. And so everything will be die cut. Again, you're gonna have a memento pad in this case. And then on the bottom here, I just stamped the flower again. So this was a lot of fun. This class was awesome. So this, again, is ink, paper, scissors using Hues of Happiness, the Happiness Abound stamp set. You need to RSVP by June 19th. That would be awesome. This one's $30 or $36 mailed. Now, I'm leaving for vacation, you guys. So anytime between now and whenever, let me know. If it's before vacation, great. If you message me or want to sign up for a class and it's after Tuesday night, just know I might not respond as quickly as I try to. I usually try to get back right away to people, but I am going to try to put an out of office note on my email so that you guys know that you might not get a response back until I get back. Sometimes I do process things, but I might not respond. So you don't need to check in with me after 2 or 3 days if I don't respond, especially after Wednesday. So, yes, Terry, I can put you down for ink, paper, scissors. So for June, if you want to sign up for a class, the easiest way to do that, I think, Hildy, I have you down for ink, paper, scissors because you watched ink, paper, scissors on Thursday night. And I think I had you on there. The easiest way to sign up for a class, you guys, I make it super simple. Honestly, just let me know that you want to take a class. You can email me. My email address was down there. You can text me. You can call me. You can Facebook message me. You can send a letter, I guess, too. That works too, like snail mail. Pigeons, I don't know if they work, but ultimately all I need to know is that you guys want to sign up for my class. So what happens is I just need to get you on my class list. This is what I keep this is my whole year of everybody who signs up for classes. And when I have you on there, I keep track of, did you pay for it or did you place an order for it? So first thing is, let's get your name on there. So I know that you want to take the class, and that helps me to forecast. So if you know you want to take Sun Prince, which is the end of June, but you're not ready to place an order for it or pay for it yet, that's fine. But if you know you want to take it, the most important thing is I get your name on the list, because on Tuesday, I am going to be giving Anna all the stuff for die cutting, and I have to forecast how many I need. And so I always forecast more, but it helps me to get a really close number to what I'm going to actually need. So that if there's people that do sign up, let's say a week before class, then I have enough kits for them. But those people that sign up early, I so greatly appreciate that you do that. It means the world to me that when you sign up early. So before I start having to pick out what that number is going to be. So hi, Becky Gandolfo. You owe me for a class, but you don't remember which one. We'll have to figure out what it is. Have you looked at the June paper pumpkin yet? So I think you mean June, but the June paper pumpkin, Stacy, is called something like Pick a Crop. It is out on my website. If you go to my website, there is a picture of what it kind of might look like, but I don't know what's in it yet because we're not shown that. And if you mean May paper pumpkin, I haven't opened my May paper pumpkin either. So, but Becky, we're going to have to touch base to figure out which class it is that you owe me for. I don't remember if it was, I could have sworn we were square, but I'm not sure. So we'll figure it out. So yeah, so the sooner you guys can sign up for a class, like even if you say to me, I want to sign up for Abigail Rose, because you know you want to take that class, I can get your name on the list now. You can't order to get it for free unless you get the bundle through me, but come July, you could place your order to get it for free, or even August. As long as I have your name on the list, that's all that matters to me. So hi, Naomi Worrell. Hi, Barbara Barco. Okay, so we just went through all of the June classes. We had 4 that you guys can place orders, 3 that you can place orders to get for free, but there are 4 of them that you can pay for. So 3 of them are available either way, and then there's the one is a fee-based class. So thank you, Mitzi. You guys, it's so much fun. I think my favorite part of the whole process of what I do is actually sitting upstairs in my craft room and designing. And I even love it more when I can do it with somebody. And I'm very fortunate that I have a couple people that I can design with. And it's so much more fun being with somebody when designing and making cards, right? Yeah, and so just a reminder, there's the 4 classes. It's basically the 4 core classes that I would have now. And then Mystery Card Night, you guys, Paper Pumpkin. If you're in person only to me and want to do bingo, that's out there too. And yeah, and just the trick is always to sign up. Just shoot me a message, send me a note, let me know you're out of focus. I don't know about that, Kathy Jackson. I'm looking at myself right now, and I'm pretty in focus. So it might be for you only, not so sure. Oh, thanks, Holly. Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys also, while I have the camera facing down, just a reminder, my email address is always here. I see a big glare, so I'm gonna move those out of the way. I have my phone number here. Texting is great, emailing is great, Facebook messaging is good. Cindy says I'm clear too, Kathy. So I'm thinking it might be on your end. So my host code is here, but that's not always going to be accurate. Like let's say you sign up for a class next month and you want to place an order. I'm going to show you guys where you can go to find some stuff. So if you go into your internet, your browser, and you go to my website, I want to show you some things. So it's cardsbychrisb.com. And when you go into my website, when you're on your phone, it's smaller. They've got this little menu up here, and then also and these little icons here. So the event is here, shopping my online store, getting in touch. But if you're on a computer, it's bigger and like the links are all across the top. But on here, you go to there, and then all the links are blog and news. So I keep talking about my newsletter. That's under the news and the events. Those are the main places. If you want to place an order with me, you can click on shop as well. If you want to look at some about what it's like to join my team, the Be Happy Stampers, I've got a bunch of information. But the blog and news, and you go to newsletters and files. This very first one, it says Cards by Christine, May through August 2022 schedule. That is the link for you to get access to this document, where you could print this out and keep it in your files or keep it handy. Because it's always easier to see paper stuff, I think. Okay. Oh, you're fine, Kathy Jackson. I just wanted to make sure nobody else is having that issue. Paper pumpkin is pick a crop with 4 mini bags you can add on. Each bag holds 4 cards. Oh my goodness, it looks awesome. Okay, thanks for sharing that, Sandy. All right, going back here, if you go to events, this is where my events calendar comes up. And on the computer, it's bigger and it actually shows some pictures. Whereas on the phone, anything that's grayed out is when I have stuff. You guys are primarily going to want to look for the Thursday night stuff, most likely the Monday night stuff too, because I have always in person on Wednesdays. Diane does in person on Tuesdays. Underneath the calendar is a picture of me, and then that's where you can find my current host code. So that's what is current. You guys, if you want to keep it easy, you could copy that right there and copy it and paste it into your browser, and it actually links my host code right to the order. Or you can just copy that host code. How many cards for this set? Stacy, I think it was 9. If you go to, let's look at this. June Paper Pumpkin, we said was June 27th. So you click on it and it says June Paper Pumpkin Facebook Live, June 27th. If you go into the kit details, it says you're going to create 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and there are 9 coordinating envelopes. And what Sandy was talking about is, thanks, Mitzi. What Sandy was talking about is that there's an available mini shopping bag add-on, and I have here the item number for you guys, the price, and it includes 4 mini canvas bags. Okay, so all of that information, you guys, I try to put into my events. And so this was the June Paper Pumpkin. All right, so let's go back to events and toggle back to June. So if you guys were interested in sun prints, it was June 23rd. I do not have the cards photographed yet. You guys, I literally made them last night. So bad example, but this is where you would go. I have to add the cover photo after I make it, but it has the details of the dates. And then if it's in person, there's an asterisk. If it's online via Facebook Live, there's 2 asterisks, and you have to go down to that information. Let's go back to where there's a better example. So the week before is, back to June. The week before is the June monthly card making class. I have the cover photo so you guys can see those 3 cards. They're close-ups. I don't put full picture cards on my events calendar just because I don't want anybody copying them and using them. I like to put the little close-ups, and then I do this video with you guys, and I'm very intimate with sharing my cards with you via this video, like what we're watching right now. But on my photo, the cover photo, like you can see most of it, but you can't see all of it. But I primarily will show you the stamped images. But those are the 3 cards that we looked at. And then down further below is where I have the dates, times, and in-person information, mailing information. Okay, so that's here. So if you guys just click, you're not going to break anything by clicking around in here. And June 9th, I have mystery card night. And then over here on the 20th, what is that? Bingo. Like if you click on these, but June 30th is, I don't have them on here either. These cards were just made, so I got to photograph them too. But just so you guys know, this is where you can find my information. Oh, Mary Ellen, I saw your comment and the comment just popped in. So, so we talked about where you can see events. If you want to know, the special goes through May 31st to sign up on my team. If you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or discount shopper, you can come here and read all about it. You get extra stuff this month for signing up, about a $260 value. If you're interested, come look here at the information. I'd love to have you on the team. You can get the catalogs. There's just stuff on here, you guys. You're not going to break anything by clicking around in here. The main thing I want to show you too is that you can subscribe to my newsletter here. I think it's somewhere. Let's see. Hi, Karen. There's a spot right here. Sign up for my emails. If you guys put your email address in there, then you will be put into my database. And what I do is I email about every class. So like, let's say you don't always catch me on Facebook, but you do check your email. I do email every class at least 2, sometimes 3 times. I do an initial email, a reminder email, and then I do a last call if I still have kits available. I also announce when there are sales coming up or if there's specials coming up, and I share my newsletter. So if you guys aren't getting emails from Cards by Christine on a periodic or like a normal regular basis, I mean, I don't think I've sent but like 2 emails this last week, but like 3 weeks before I maybe sent 5 in a week, or maybe 10. I don't know. It just depends on what's going on with classes and sales and specials and new catalogs. Some days it may feel like I'm inundating you, and then it might be 5 days before I email you and you're like, where's this girl? It just always depends on what's going on. And so if you're not getting emails from Cards by Christine, which is my that's where my professional comes from. My personal emails come from Bertram at msn.com. But if you get from Cards by Christine, great. If you're not and you want to, go sign up for the newsletter. My nose itches now. Hang on. Penny Powell's coming in late. My whole closet shelves fell off the wall. Everything is on the floor, so I shut the door and came to watch you. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, Penny Powell, we are almost done. And then as soon as I hit the end button, you can come back in like a minute and watch the replay from the beginning. We just went through the whole month of June, what's coming up with my showcase, and talked about stuff. So, yeah. Woohoo! It was a lot, you guys. I didn't expect this video to last an hour, but you know how I go when I start talking and jibber jabbering. So hi, Vicky Bomber. But Penny, I think I've had that happen to me, and it's like the last thing in the world that you want. It happens when you don't want it to happen because you've got a million other things, and then it's like, now I gotta spend time fixing this. Oh, thanks, Mary Lemke. I appreciate that. Oh, I will definitely be posting pictures from Zion, you guys. Absolutely. You guys helped me in a nutshell, but really earn this trip. My customers, my team, my peoples that take my classes, everybody that supports me, because I am using the money from my cash out from the incentive trip that they canceled to go on this vacation. So you guys are awesome. You helped me earn this trip. I don't know if I'd be going to Zion or Utah if it wasn't for you guys. So I appreciate it. So I will definitely be sharing pictures, and you guys can live, I guess you can say, vicariously through me for a few days. Yeah, I'm going to be amongst my Stampin' Up gals and boys, I guess, my buddies, talking shop, getting ideas, seeing card samples, stamping, and just having fun. So yes, Penny, clean that out. It might be a blessing in disguise. Maybe it was the man upstairs telling you it was time to clean out the closet. So thanks, Melanie. I appreciate that. So at some point, thanks, Jean Terwilliger. I appreciate it. I promise you guys, before I leave, I will have clue 1 for Mystery Card Night posted properly. I will not go to May and repeat May's information. If I did, somebody tell me right away. Make sure you get your scavenger hunts in. If you plan to email it, please email it to me early in the day so I can give it to my gal to print, so I can have Tyler bring it home with him, because my gal who prints is where Tyler works. If anybody wants to sign up for classes, please reach out, let me know. And I will do on Tuesday, in lieu of a tip Tuesday, I'm going to do a swap card showcase, and I'm also going to sneak in the last chance, okay? So I think that's what, I got a lot of work to do. And all I want to do right now is go out and look at my garden. This stuff is starting to pop up. The peas are starting to pop up. Some kale started to pop up. The little potato started to he came up. He's like that big. So stuff is starting to come up. So, and it's a beautiful day here. It rained in the afternoon and now it's done. So, and it's Memorial Day weekend. I think I might go get me a beer. So I think I earned it. But then I shouldn't, because I got a lot of work to do and that might distract me, right? So, all right, you guys, I appreciate that, all the well wishes. So, all right. And just a reminder, I'm going to move right over my computer and I'm going to share this video post so that if you're in the VIP group, you can also put a comment there. Oh, Holly, your swap cards got mailed out today. Boop, boop. So, yeah, that's another quick note. My mom and I dropped off about 30 packages at the post office today. They included swap cards and in-color clubs. Woohoo! So that was whoosh, off the list. Like, let's get stuff out of here. So yes, Holly, with it being Memorial Day, I do not expect you to get them like in the next, because it's Sunday tomorrow and Monday there's no mail. So they might be Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm guessing. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. You guys have a good rest of your weekend, too. And we'll see you at some point in the near future, though. So, lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. Bye, guys. Love you.